Namaste. Welcome to yet another session of Satish Speaks on Global Trade and Geopolitics, powered by Navaties, an international trade and engagement platform. We are a support system for anybody who wants to learn about international trade or needs support and a safety net for export or import activities. Yesterday, our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi was in Nigeria as part of three-country visit, and a lot of activities did happen. So, just understanding what all happened there, let's quickly recap on all what's happening there, and then let's talk about what happened or what are the opportunities available to trade between India and Nigeria. Okay, now yesterday the Honorable Prime Minister was conferred with a national award called as the Grand Commander of the Order of Niger, which is also called as GCON, where the Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the second only foreign leader who was confirmed with this award. Other than him, it was only the Queen Elizabeth who was confirmed with this award. Now, this award was confirmed by the President of Nigeria, His Excellency Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in Abuja, that is the capital city of Nigeria, and also at the State House, the Prime Minister was accorded with a 21 gun salute ceremonial welcome. Now, during this yesterday program activities, Honorable Prime Minister had a discussion with Honorable President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on a variety of trade and investment activities in the areas of defense, education, energy, healthcare, culture, and people-to-people ties. Further, India agreed to support Nigeria in the spaces of agriculture, transportation, affordable medicine, renewable energy, and digital transformation as well. And then they also discussed on enhancing defense and security cooperation and work towards fighting terrorism, piracy, and radicalization. There was a discussion that a variety of Nigerian students study in India under the ITEC program. About 5,000 students study in India, and in Nigeria we have a Indian diaspora of over 50,000 people. This is what has happened, but let's try to understand what is all about Nigeria and what are the activities that's happening in that country, and what is that we can do in trade perspective between India and Nigeria as such. Okay, so for that, let's go to the Navaties platform, where we are going to get an understanding of the information of it, and then discuss on the international trade and related activities as such. Okay, yeah. So you see our screen. The whole idea is I'm going to the Navaties international trades platform, and we go to the first country facts. Under the country facts, we select Nigeria, and let's try to get an understanding about this country. Basically, Nigeria is a West African country with the capital city of Abuja. In the 80s, earlier during 70s and 80s, the capital city was Lagos. But then during the 80s, there was a coup, and then the president had thought that Abuja is a better place. Abuja is almost at the center of the country, so they moved from Lagos, which is a port city, to Abuja. Then it's a federal presidential constitution republic. It is a democratic country. Naira is their currency, and the phone code for Nigeria is +234. Nigeria is subdivided into 36 states. The important cities are Lagos, Kano, Ibadan, Kaduna, Port Harcourt, Benin City, Zaira, Aba, and others. Nigeria celebrates its National Day on 1st of October. Then coming to its demographics, Nigeria enjoys a whooping area of 9,23,000 square kilometers with a population of 223 million. The ethnicity is mainly 30% Hausa, Yoruba, the African people, and the religion predominantly is either the Christian or Muslim. Official languages of Nigeria is English, Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. And Nigeria, like India, was also colonized by the British at one point of time. Coming to the economy of Nigeria, the Nigeria's per capita income is about $1,755. Its human development index is 0.548, and GDP nominal is about 390 billion as per last year, and its growth currently is seeing a growth of 2.9% in GDP. From the ease of doing business, Nigeria enjoys at 131 position, and the primary industries for Nigeria is cement, oil refining, construction materials, food processing, food products, and mainly actually if you look at Nigeria is a very well-known country for producing oil. Okay. Investment sector, Nigeria is inviting investments in the area of agriculture, healthcare, mining, petroleum, logistics sector, energy, finance sector, information and communication, technology, and construction. For more information, you can always look at the Nigeria's NIPC single window portal for exploring opportunities in Nigeria. If you are looking for using their e-commerces, the top e-commerce companies in Nigeria is konga.com and jumia.com, jumia.ng. Okay. Finally, let's look at their foreign relations a little bit. Nigeria is bordered by Niger, Chad, and Cameroon and Benin. Niger is on the top, Chad and Cameroon on the eastern part, and Benin on the western part. Nigeria is part of a variety of multilateral organizations like African Union, CENSAD, which is for the Sahel and region, Commonwealth because it is in Europe. It's in UK. Was a colonizer, and Nigeria is a very well-known and strong partner of the ECOWAS, which is for the West African states. Then it's also part of G15, G24, G77, and a variety of countries as such. Okay, the total exports is about 63 billion and imports is about 60 billion. But this is an old information. We'll look at their opportunities later on as part of the activities. With relations to India, Nigeria and India have special trade agreements under GSTP. We also have a PSA agreement, joint trade committees, and bilateral trade economic investment relations are done every now and then. Okay, and from the perspective of our missions, India has a High Commission in Abuja and also has another office in Lagos for engagement activities, and Nigeria has its High Commission in Delhi, New Delhi. Okay, so this is all about the basic information about Nigeria. But before we move on, let's move on to understand a little bit more on the trade perspective as such. Before I go to the latest information about trade, I would like to also share a little bit on the information about Nigeria's trade with India and opportunities around that. So basically, in Nigeria's imports from India over the past 5 years, current imports is about $5.23 billion. Whereas if you look at how the share, the trade is being happening, India's trade has been changing from $5.7 billion to 2.95 in 2020, 4.52 in 21, 4.81 and 5.23 in 23. There was a drop in 2020 because of the COVID activity. However, if we look at from the India's imports from Nigeria, India used to import a lot of crude oil, petroleum products from Nigeria. So that's the reason why we had about $10.6 billion of imports earlier. However, in 22-23, because of our purchases from Russia and other countries, the imports of petroleum products from Nigeria has drastically gone down, and at 2023, India's imports to Nigeria was about $3.549 billion. Now, coming back to, let's list or discuss a little more detail on what are the opportunities or the trade activities between India and Nigeria. Let's first talk about what is that Nigeria imports from India. If we let's look at from the sectoral level as such. Okay. Now, sectoral ways, if you look at all the things, I've already sorted it out. If you see Nigeria's imports from India is primarily in the oil and natural gas industry is about $2.7 billion. While Nigeria is an petroleum export country, they import refined petroleum products. So that's the reason why they export crude oil, but they import refined petroleum and other products as such. Then is the machinery and appliances sector, which is about $500 million. We have the transportation vehicles and parts. So when we say transportation vehicles, a lot of two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers are exported from India. That forms about $322 million. Then pharmaceuticals play a very important role. That is $316 million. Chemicals and related are $302 and $302 million. Electrical products is about $262 million. Other products is about 176. So we have 20 sectors. You will be able to see more of them over here. But if you want to also look at from the market share, where does India hold a better market share with Nigeria? Our pharma market is very high. So basically, out of the $756 million of import that Nigeria does, India exports 41% of that from India. That is about 316. Second comes the oil and natural gas, which is the refined one. So out of $21 billion, $2.7 billion comes from India. So if you look at it, these are the top places where India has a better share. But now what happens is, yes, this is happening for last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years already. But what are the areas, what are the new opportunities that India can explore in Nigeria per se? Okay, so for that what we will do, we'll run the new opportunities. So the platform is able to identify 4 sectors out of the 20 sectors where new opportunities can be generated. So let's run that. What we see there are opportunities in the live animals and animal products. But let's understand, India does not export much of live animals. Okay, so we see a lot of animal products. When we say what is animal product, we are talking about meat, we are talking about dairy, we are talking about seafoods, variety of things are there. See, while Nigeria imports $1 million for our export has been not even $500,000, right? So there are opportunities that India can explore in this space. Then leather related opportunities are there. So see, if you see India's market share in Nigeria, okay, so for $1 billion worth of imports, if India is exporting only $500,000, that is only 0.05%. Why not India explore the market? Even if you see the world exports, India's market share in the world is 2.19%. If in the world we are exporting 2.19% of live animal and animal products, why is that in this sector India's export is only 0.05% to Nigeria? Let's look at that as an opportunity. Second is leather and related. India's market share is about 2.2%, whereas to Nigeria it is 0.09%. Again, one of the new opportunities for India to export. Gems and jewelries. Nigeria's imports is about $7.5 million, whereas we have exported only $30,000 worth of products. $30,000 upgrades to $33 billion what we export to the world. Why are we not exporting gems and jewelry to Nigeria? There are a huge amount of opportunities. And again, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi discussed with Nigeria, agriculture has a very good space for India to export. And as of today, India's market share in Nigerian imports is only 1.21%. So Nigeria imports $2.9 billion worth of agriculture food, whereas India exports only $35 million worth of products. So if you see, there are a variety of opportunities for India to explore opportunities in Nigeria. Now, this can be from the sectoral level. Now, if so, then why not look at from a product level to say what are the products that we can push or explore into Nigeria and understand what it is. So what we will do is we'll go to the base level, that is our opportunities, and we will generate from the product level what are the opportunities available and what are the top products that India exports to Nigeria. If you look at it, so major export is about $2 billion worth of petroleum oils. As I mentioned, we are talking about something which is refined, right? Then we have motorcycles. This is the two-wheelers. A variety of two-wheelers go from India to Nigeria. We are talking about TVS two-wheelers. We have Bajaj vehicles which go. We have a lot of Indian-made Hero Honda as well. Many of the two-wheelers, Indian two-wheelers, are getting exported to Nigeria. Now there is also opportunities for India to export electrical vehicles to Nigeria as well. There's a good amount of opportunities there. So if you see, $281 million worth of two-wheelers are there. Medicaments, pharma industry, 193 in the pharma industry. Medicaments are tablets, right? So those $193 million worth of exports are happening. Then we are talking about commodities, unknown commodities forms, that so we can eliminate that. Paper board, we have $54 million. Electrical static converters, that's about $53 million. Then we have again medicaments in antibiotic medicaments, that's about $43 million, right? And petroleum jelly is about $37 million. However, these are big areas as such, right? But what as Indians, what is that as a exporter, new exporter, that you can look at exporting to Nigeria? Let's look at some of the new opportunities that can generate it. We have about 439 areas of products that we can export to Nigeria. See, total about 5,934 products are getting exported to Nigeria, out of which 439 opportunities are available. Let's quickly look at some of them. Okay, so sugars, cane sugar. India's market share to the world is about $970 million, whereas Nigeria imports $938 million. How much are we exporting to Nigeria? Nothing. Why not export? See, when Nigeria imports, why shouldn't we export, right? That is one of the opportunities. Then we are talking about cast iron, tubes, pipes, hollow profiles, all those things, pipes and all those things, right? The stainless steel pipes and all. You see, Nigeria's import $16 million. India is not exporting anything much. The opportunities are there. Shirts, men's, boys of cotton and knitted, right? Import is about 900. Then there's opportunity. We'll also look at something more which is under this space as well. Let me run this a little bit more. And after that, we'll also look at some more products where there. See, all these are there. If you see, there's a lot of percent areas where we are not exporting, whereas in the international market, we do have opportunities. Why shouldn't we look at that as an opportunity, right? So we should look at these kind of products. Wherever, if you see the ones in yellow, they are the ones which get opportunities where our market share are there. So there are 25. See, tools, hand hammers, sledgehammers. There are opportunities. We are not exporting much to Nigeria. So we should always look at that. See, again, we see here $8 million worth of imports happen, whereas India exports to Nigeria only 3.45%. Our market average itself, world average itself is 7.1%. When to the rest of the countries, when we can export more products, why not to Nigeria? We can export more, right? These are the opportunities. So we see microphones, headphones. So these are the sectors that India can look at exporting to Nigeria and evaluate opportunities from here to there. Okay. Now let's look at what is that India is importing from Nigeria. Okay. So what is that we are looking at? Okay. So from Nigeria, initially, as I told you, our imports from Nigeria is $3.5 billion. Okay. Out of which What is the major ones? Our major is out of the 3.4, 3.5, $3.2 billion is about petroleum products only. That is the crude oil. We import the crude oil, primary crude oil, process it and sell it, right? So that is one of the primary ones that we are importing. Where other than that, we are also looking at agricultural products. $147 million is there. And rest of them are all very, very negligible. Chemical or mining minerals, $38 million of mining and metal products are imported. The rest of them are very, very small. So if you say gems and jewelry, $12 million. $12 million is a very small number compared to what India imports. See, in India, let's understand, India does not do mining, right? We don't have mining. We don't have gold. We don't have precious metals. We don't have even the ores, right? So we import a lot from the African. Africa is rich in all these mines, metals and minerals, right? So, and petroleum as well at some level. So we import the crude, we import the raw, and then bring it to India, do the processing, and then sell back to the same country, all sell to the world, right? So India is always hub for processing, which is what we want to convert India as an opportunity. If we want to look at replacing China as an opportunity, then this is what we have to do, right? So what is that India can look at as an opportunity from to import from Nigeria, the sectors? It shows about 6 areas. There are some areas where Nigeria exports some of the transportation vehicles which India can look at, but yes, it is not helpful because India itself is a big player in this space. Pharmaceutical, again, India is a big player. We don't have to do. Food processing industry. There are some spaces where we import from the world, but that again, because our food processing industry is all small, so makes no share because their export range itself is very small. So there is nothing other than improving the when I say the crude petrol, there is no much opportunities. However, there are also opportunities that we can look at from agriculture space. A little bit of opportunities are available from the internal, whereas only the commodity market. We are not talking about the processing food area, but I am also talking about the commodity. Some of the Nigerian products have values where India is not importing from there. There is a scope for importing some of the products from there. But for all activities, Nigerian oil is what is coming to India. And if you look at what is being sent to Nigeria, there is a variety of opportunities that India can explore. If at all you want to get more details, you can always, this is under the base level iceberg. If at all I talk about the segment level, okay, we can look at some of the areas for that as well and see some of the new opportunities for that. We have 171. I'm talking about cane, beet, sugar. See, we can export sugar to them. We have a variety of other leather products, tubes, pipes, gas vessels, light vessels. In fact, we can also export vessels. India has a variety of docks, right? We have in Goa, we have in Karnataka, we have in Kochi, some of the Kerala areas, we have some of this one. We have in Andhra Pradesh, there are a good amount of opportunities available to set up ship docks. In Chennai and the Tamil Nadu region, we have an opportunity because Chennai has Tuticorin port, we have Kadalur port, we have the Chennai port, Ennore port. There are a variety of opportunities for India to build vessels and ships and those kind of things. You may not be able to build what like the South Korea or the China built, the large ship, the mother ship, but India has capacity to build smaller ships, smaller vessels, dredgers, someone which help you to float the ship, mother ships, carry those ships, right? Variety of small to medium vessels can be built, something up to 10,000 DWT, 25,000 DWT, right? Or even up to a lakh DWT. Bigger ones, in fact, Chinese and these guys are very well versed in that. It may take some time later on, but we can always look at that as an opportunity. Especially with India working on the Sagarmala projects, there are opportunities for us to build not only for ourselves, but also for all the countries in the APEC region, Pacific region, and in the Indian Ocean region as well, right? So you're looking at that kind of an opportunity, India can explore to Nigeria and explore a variety of opportunities on that, right? You have understood a variety of opportunities, activities that can be done. We have a wonderful criteria or relationship with Nigeria. As you saw in all other news and media, social media outlets, that about 200 Indian companies operate in Nigeria, and Indians form the second largest employment providers to Nigerians next to the government itself, right? So there is a lot of goodwill, there's a lot of opportunities, there's a lot of engagement that can be generated between India and Nigeria, and a beautiful country it is. I would like to mention that I have visited Nigeria like quite a long time back. My father used to work in Nigeria, in Lagos, during those days in 80s and 90s. So there is the country is well recognized. The country is one of the top countries of the African region. Other than South Africa, Nigeria plays a very important in the role in the Western African region, and not only Western, in the North African region as well. So there is a variety of opportunities for Indians to explore into Nigeria, and let's say in the West African region, Nigeria, other than Nigeria, Ghana, these two are the very stable countries. Variety of opportunities are available for Indians to explore to these countries, and I would always suggest, do connect to the Indian Embassy in Nigeria, or connect to the Nigerian High Commission, sorry, not the embassy, the High Commission in India, and explore the opportunities. If you want any kind of support, any kind of activities that you want to engage and support, you want a support system or a safety net or some kind of information, more information, you can always register to Navaties and send a request, and we will be able to advise and support you on your trade activities between India and Nigeria. With that, this is Satish Kota signing off. But before that, I would like to ask you to join Navaties platform and get access to abundance of news and information related to international trade and engagement activities. So with that, I'll take leave of you. Thank you and namaste.